Most people think the liver only speaks up when there's pain. After 60, the truth is more nuanced. Your liver is a quiet worker, and the earliest clues are often subtle changes you can see or feel long before anything hurts. Understanding those quiet clues helps you stay steady on stairs, keep your confidence on errands, and plan your week without worry. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how to recognize believable early signs, why they happen in plain language, and what to do next without panic. I'll show you an at-home way to check in on yourself, which numbers actually matter if you decide to test, and a simple 3-step action plan to protect your liver while keeping your life flexible and enjoyable. Stay to the end for a 20-second self-check and the most overlooked fix I wish every senior knew. No scare tactics, just what large studies suggest, what they don't, and when it's worth calling your doctor. If you appreciate calm, plain English health guidance, join our honest health community. Hit subscribe and tell me in the comments which clue you've noticed lately: night itching, stool color changes, or easy bruising. Your experience helps other seniors feel less alone. Sign number 12. Persistent low energy that doesn't match your day. Fatigue is common with aging, but liver-related tiredness has a particular flavor. You wake rested, move a little, and feel spent sooner than usual without a clear reason. Mechanism-wise, the liver is your body's chemical kitchen. It stores and releases fuel, helps handle iron and B vitamins, and clears waste. When it's under strain, fuel management becomes less efficient, and a subtle, all-day tired can creep in. Picture this. You're halfway through putting away groceries and suddenly need to sit. Before you assume the worst, make quick, gentle changes. Aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast to keep energy steady. Add a glass of water with a pinch of lemon or a splash of milk if plain water is unappealing, and walk for 10 minutes after 2 meals to nudge blood sugar into safer ranges that also help your liver. If fatigue is new, getting worse, or paired with right-side belly pressure or yellowing eyes, set up a visit. Sign number 11. A dull, pushing sensation under the right ribs after larger or fatty meals. Your liver and gallbladder live under that rib edge. Think of bile as dish soap. It helps break down fats so they don't sit heavy in your stomach. If bile flow is sluggish, or if your gallbladder is irritable, you may feel pressure, not stabbing pain, especially after fried foods or rich sauces. Try smaller portions of healthy fats, 1 tablespoon olive oil instead of 3. Choose baked or steamed proteins, and add bitter greens like arugula or a squeeze of lemon to wake up bile. A 10-minute slow walk after eating moves gas along and reduces pressure. Red flags: sharp pain that radiates to the back or right shoulder, fever, or vomiting. Those need urgent care. Sign number 10. Pale, clay-colored stools or unusually dark urine for more than a day or 2. Stool color partly comes from bile pigments. When bile isn't reaching the gut, stools can look pale or putty-colored. Dark urine can show the body is shunting bile pigments out another way. A one-off change can be from a new food or a dehydration day. Persistent change deserves attention. Check again in bright light the next day. Increase fluids, sip water or herbal tea across the day, and look back at medications. Some can affect bile flow. If the change sticks around or comes with yellowing eyes or skin, call your clinician soon rather than waiting weeks. Sign number 9. Itch that feels under the skin, especially on palms and soles, often worse at night. When bile acids build up in the bloodstream, they can irritate nerve endings in the skin, creating an itch that scratching doesn't satisfy. Many benign skin issues itch too: dry winter air, a new soap, or garden exposure. So don't panic. Try a short, lukewarm shower, fragrance-free moisturizer within 3 minutes of drying, and a cool compress at night. Oatmeal baths can help. Review medicines with your pharmacist. Some trigger itch by affecting bile. If the itch persists more than a week or two, or appears with dark urine, pale stools, or yellowing eyes, schedule a check. Sign number 8. Small, red spider, veins on the upper chest or face, or redness at the palms. These are called spider angiomas and palmar erythema. They can happen with healthy aging and sun exposure. But the liver also helps process hormones. When it's strained, tiny surface vessels may dilate more easily. Don't count every freckle. Look for change over time. Note whether new ones are popping up over a few months. Protect skin from sun, moisturize, and bring it up at your next visit, especially if paired with easy bruising or fatigue. It's not an emergency. It's a clue worth noting. Myth bust, quickly. You don't need a harsh liver detox, tea, or a week-long juice cleanse to flush toxins. Your liver does detoxification around the clock using proteins, oxygen, and nutrients. What helps it most is boring and effective, steady hydration, adequate protein, dietary fiber to escort waste out, and gentle daily movement. Drastic cleanses can backfire, especially if you're on medications, by stressing your system or causing dehydration. Sign number 7. You bruise more easily than you used to, or your gums bleed with gentle brushing. The liver helps make clotting factors. When production struggles, bruises may linger longer. Of course, blood thinners, aspirin, and even frequent fish oil or garlic supplements can add to bruising, so don't jump to conclusions. Do a simple check. Review your medications and supplements. Switch to a soft bristle toothbrush, and increase vitamin K-rich greens if your clinician says they're safe for you. If you're on warfarin, you need consistency, not big swings. If bruises appear without any known bumps, are large or spreading, or you notice nosebleeds that are hard to stop, call your healthcare provider. Sign number 6. Swelling at the ankles by evening, or a sudden, tighter waistband without changing your diet. Fluid balance depends on salt intake, hormones, kidney function, and liver proteins that help keep fluid inside the bloodstream. When those proteins are low, fluid can pool in tissues. Try pressing a finger over your shin for 3 seconds. If a dent remains briefly, that's pitting edema. Start with low-salt swaps. Season with herbs and lemon. Choose no-salt-added versions of canned tomatoes and beans, and aim for under 2,000 milligrams sodium per day if your clinician agrees. Elevate your legs for 15 to 20 minutes in the afternoon, and take a gentle walk after dinner. If swelling appears suddenly, climbs up the legs, or you gain more than 2 pounds in a day or 5 in a week, seek care promptly to sort out the cause. Sign number 5. Greasy, hard-to-flush stools or nausea after richer meals. When bile doesn't reach the intestines in the right amounts, fat remains less digested and can make stools shiny, sticky, or float. It's not a perfect test, but if you're repeatedly seeing residue and feeling queasy after creamy or fried foods, your bile flow may be part of the story. Switch to quality fat, smaller dose. A teaspoon or 2 of olive oil per portion, fatty fish twice a week, avocado slices instead of heavy dressings, and nuts measured out, about a small handful. Pair fats with fiber, beans, oats, or a side of berries to slow absorption and ease digestion. If upper right pain spikes or symptoms come with fever, call your clinician to evaluate the gallbladder and ducts. Quick mid-roll check-in. If this steady, practical approach is helping, tap subscribe so you never miss the next step in the series. Sign number 4. A subtle yellow tinge to the whites of the eyes or skin in natural daylight. Bilirubin, a pigment from old red blood cells, can rise when the liver is stressed or when there's a blockage in bile flow. Be careful here. Indoor lighting and tinted glasses can fool you, and a healthy variation in skin tones exists. Check in front of a window during daylight. Ask a family member to look too. If your eye whites look truly yellow, or your urine is dark and stools are pale at the same time, call your clinician soon. If everything else is normal and it's fleeting, note it and recheck in a day or two. Sign number 3, brain fog or mood dips after sweet drinks or late-night snacks. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is common after 60 and is tightly linked to insulin resistance. Your body needs more insulin to handle the same carbohydrates. When blood sugar spikes and crashes, you may feel foggy, irritable, or drowsy after eating. Reduce sugary beverages, sodas, sweet tea, fruit juice, and switch to water, unsweetened tea, or a splash of 100% juice diluted in sparkling water. Anchor each meal with protein first: yogurt, eggs, cottage cheese, fish, beans. Add colorful vegetables, and save fruit for dessert. A 10 to 15-minute walk within an hour after eating is one of the simplest medicine-free aids for blood sugar and your liver. Sign number 2, the metabolic waste. Your belt notch moves even if the scale barely does, and your blood test shows higher triglycerides. The liver manufactures and exports triglycerides. When fat accumulates in the liver, those levels can rise and waistlines can grow. Grab a soft tape. For men, a waist over about 102 centimeters, 40 inches. For women, over about 88 centimeters, 35 inches, suggests higher metabolic risk. 2 targets move the needle: a gradual 5 to 7% weight loss if you have weight to lose, and consistent meal timing with fewer late-night snacks. Choose a Mediterranean-style pattern: beans, greens, nuts, olive oil, fish, whole grains, and keep fructose-heavy sweets, sodas, syrups as true treats, not daily habits. Sign number 1, the most overlooked fix: medication and supplement overload that quietly stresses the liver. Many popular over-the-counter products combine acetaminophen with other ingredients. If you take several cold, pain, or sleep formulas in a day, totals can add up. Herbal supplements can also tax the liver, especially when mixed. Alcohol plus acetaminophen is a poor pairing. Do a medicine cabinet audit with a notepad. Write down the exact dose of acetaminophen in each product and total it. Unless your clinician advises otherwise, keep well under 3,000 milligrams per day and lower if you have liver issues or drink alcohol. Bring an updated list, including vitamins and herbs, to your pharmacist or doctor and ask, "Do any of these overload my liver together?" This single step prevents many silent hits to liver health. Before we wrap, here's a simple action mini plan you can start this week. First, get the right tests if your clues are persistent. Ask your clinician about a basic metabolic panel and liver enzymes: ALT, AST, alkaline phosphatase, bilirubin, and, if your triglycerides or waist are up, fasting lipids and A1C. You don't need them every month. Your doctor will set a cadence. Second, protect and fuel the liver's work. Aim for 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily unless your clinician has set a different target. 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day from oats, beans, vegetables, and berries, and 2 to 3 cups of coffee if you already tolerate it, which many studies associate with a healthier liver. Third, move after meals. 10 to 15 minutes of easy walking within an hour after breakfast and dinner. Add a short, gentle resistance routine twice a week. Sit to stands from a chair, wall push-ups, to support muscle, which improves blood sugar and takes pressure off the liver. Let's also address another common myth: if I don't drink alcohol, my liver must be fine. Alcohol is only one part of the picture. Blood sugar control, waist size, some medications, genetic tendencies, and infections like hepatitis can all affect your liver. That means there are many levers you can pull. No shame, just options. Now, a promised 20-second self-check to do in good daylight. Step 1. Glance at the whites of your eyes and the base of your tongue. You're looking for a true yellow tint, not the effect of indoor bulbs. Step 2. Press your finger on your shin for 3 seconds. If a dent remains briefly, note it and look back at your salt intake and movement. Step 3. Think about your last 2 days. Have stools been unusually pale and urine unusually dark? If all 3 are normal, great. If one is off for more than a day or 2, plan a call with your clinician. This isn't a diagnosis. It's a quick nudge to pay attention. If you're sorting through the strange skin and vein clues, here's how to keep perspective. 1 or 2 spider angiomas can be normal, especially after years of sun. Dry winter air can make hands itchy. A single pale stool can be a diet blip. Use patterns, not single moments, to guide decisions. Keep a simple notepad by the bathroom mirror. Jot the date and a quick word like itch, pale, or bruise when you notice something. Over 2 weeks, you'll see whether a pattern exists. If it does, your clinician has something concrete to work with, and you'll feel more in control. Medication timing can also help. If you take necessary pain relievers, see whether a lower dose, approved by your clinician, plus a non-drug strategy reduces your total intake. Heat on stiff joints before a short walk or a cool pack after chores can make a surprising difference. Spread any acetaminophen doses across the day rather than taking the maximum all at once, and avoid pairing with alcohol. If sleep is an issue, try a consistent bedtime, dim lights an hour before, and a magnesium-rich supper, leafy greens, beans, rather than adding multiple over-the-counter sleep aids that may stack up with liver-processed ingredients. Nutrition doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. A senior-friendly liver-wise plate looks like this. Half vegetables, frozen is fine, a palm-sized protein, fish, chicken, tofu, or 2 eggs, a fist-sized whole grain or beans, and a spoon of healthy fat. 2 simple dinners: baked salmon with lemon, frozen spinach sautéed in olive oil, and a small side of quinoa, or bean and vegetable chili with a dollop of plain yogurt. If reflux keeps you from eating vegetables at night, shift the bulk of your roughage to breakfast and lunch and choose gentler evening options like cooked carrots, zucchini, or peeled baked apples. Hydration is kinder to your liver than you think. The liver processes waste, and adequate fluid keeps that conveyor belt moving. If you dislike plain water, try a mug of warm water after waking, herbal tea in the afternoon, and a small glass of milk or fortified plant milk with an evening snack for protein and calcium. Carry a small bottle and take 5 sips at the top of every hour you're awake. If your doctor has you on fluid restrictions, follow their guidance first. Coffee deserves a word. For many older adults, 2 to 3 cups spread across the morning is associated with a healthier liver profile, possibly because of antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compounds. If coffee makes you jittery or worsens reflux, don't force it. Tea also provides helpful polyphenol. Avoid heavily sweetened coffees and creamers. They tilt blood sugar and add the very fats and sugars you're trying to tame. Alcohol needs an honest plan. If you drink, give your liver days off and limit to a small amount. Think a 5-ounce glass of wine or 12-ounce beer, not nightly doubles. Never pair alcohol with acetaminophen. If you find it hard to cut back alone, ask your clinician for low-pressure support. Many programs are senior-friendly and focus on building routines rather than judgment. When should you call the clinic right away? Sharp right upper abdominal pain with fever or vomiting, yellowing of the eyes with pale stool and dark urine, swelling of the belly or legs that appears quickly, confusion or sleepiness much worse than usual, or black, tarry stools, which can signal bleeding. These are not watch and wait moments. They're get checked moments to protect your independence and peace of mind. Here's your empowering summary for the week. Keep your focus on patterns over single blips. Eat in a way that gives your liver what it needs to do its job. Protein at each meal, fiber every day, and healthy fats in modest amounts. Walk after meals to help blood sugar and bile flow, and give your liver easier shifts by spacing medications carefully and eliminating duplicates. If clues persist, get the right labs on a sensible schedule and work with your clinician on small, sustainable changes. I'll link plain language sources in the description so you can read at your own pace. Before you go, tell me in the comments which tiny change you'll start this week. Writing down medications for an audit, a 10-minute after-dinner walk, or adding a protein-first breakfast. If this helped you feel calmer and more in control, like the video, subscribe, and share it with a friend who might be quietly worried. Next time, we'll cover dinner choices that soothe joints with a simple, budget-friendly 7-meal rotation you can put on repeat.